The British royal families had its fair share of headline moments, but few saw just how emotional the 2025 Garter Day ceremony at Windsor Castle would turn out to be. In a surprising and historic twist, the Duke of Kent, a long-time, steady member of the royal circle, handed over leadership of the Order of the Garter to Princess Catherine. The move shocked insiders, started quiet chatter across the Commonwealth, and signaled a major change for the monarchy's future. What played out during this tradition-packed ceremony wasn't just about handing off a title. It was a personal and powerful moment that highlighted Catherine's rising role, the Duke's quiet dignity, and how the royal family is gracefully adjusting to change. Stick with us as we break down all the layers of this special day, and be sure to share your thoughts in the comments. The Order of the Garter, first created in 1348 by King Edward III, is Britain's oldest and most honored chivalric group. Only a very few are selected, chosen for their service to the nation and crown. The Duke of Kent, part of the order since 1985, has made it a core part of his long royal life. Now 89 years old, the Duke, known for always showing up to serve, made a choice nobody expected. Giving the role to Catherine, loved for her grace and modern royal style, was a bold sign of trust, legacy, and a nod to where the monarchy is heading. This wasn't just routine. It said something much bigger. The annual Garter Day event, held on June 16, 2025, was full of pageantry. Windsor Castle, glowing in summer sun, set the stage for a ceremony nearly unchanged for centuries. The king, in velvet robes and plumed hat, led the way with Queen Camilla. Knights of the Garter, like the Prince of Wales, Princess Royal, Duke of Edinburgh, and the Gloucesters, joined in grand attire, with a marching band and royal officers. Crowds shaded by straw hats and parasols lined the route from the quadrangle to St. George's Chapel, clapping as the parade passed. Catherine looked stunning in a white peplum outfit by Self-Portrait, styled with a saucer hat by Sean Barrett and pearl jewelry for a classic finish. Her hair flowed in soft waves, her makeup natural with a smoky eye and a hint of rose. Walking with the other Garter spouses like the Duchess of Edinburgh and Sir Timothy Lawrence, Catherine looked calm and assured, but it was inside St. George's Chapel where everything truly changed. Garter Day is usually a quiet, formal moment, a blend of royal tradition and deep respect. After a lunch hosted by the king, the knights and officers walk to St. George's Chapel for a brief ceremony where new members are installed. But this year, things took a surprising turn. The Duke of Kent, who's been a calm presence at these services for years, arrived by car instead of walking, a gentle reminder of his age. Still, his presence spoke volumes, a lifetime of duty in every step. As the service began, you could feel the tension in the air. Royal fans watched closely. The Duke, calm and focused, Catherine, composed and graceful. But no one was ready for what came next. In a moment that stunned everyone in the chapel, the Duke of Kent slowly stood and addressed the crowd. His voice was clear, but full of emotion, as he shared his decision to step down from his leadership role and pass it on to Princess Catherine. The chapel went silent, then gasps. No one had expected this. Though the role is mostly symbolic, it carries huge meaning, and giving it to Catherine was a big deal. As he spoke, the Duke praised her loyalty, her empathy, and her gift for connecting tradition with today's world. The future of this order, and our country, will be safe in her hands, he said, locking eyes with her. Catherine, sitting with the royals, looked deeply touched. Tears shimmered in her eyes, and a quiet smile hinted at her gratitude. The king, watching closely, nodded with pride. This wasn't just about handing over a title. It was the royal family saying loud and clear, Catherine is key to its future. When the service ended, the entire chapel broke into applause, a rare and powerful moment that said more than words ever could. To get why this mattered so much, you have to look at who the Duke of Kent is and how far Catherine's come. Born Prince Edward in 1935, he's Queen Elizabeth II's cousin and has spent a lifetime serving. From official events to supporting charities like the RNLI, he's been a constant presence. The Garter role was especially dear to him, a real badge of honor. But at 89, he's been stepping back, leaning more on aides and cutting down his schedule. Passing the role to Catherine wasn't stepping away, it was passing the torch. And Catherine's more than ready. Since marrying Prince William in 2011, she's handled the royal spotlight with ease. Her work in mental health, early childhood, and cancer awareness has earned deep respect. But it's her warmth, smiles, kind words, small gestures that's made her truly beloved. The Duke's choice showed she's the right person to carry the order into a new era. It also signaled something bigger. King Charles III, who's all about a leaner, modern monarchy, backed the move completely. He trusts Catherine to hold tradition and inspire the future. This moment proved the royals aren't just preserving history, they're building on it, ready for what's next. For those who were there, this wasn't just about royal traditions or fancy uniforms. It was an emotional moment that showed how close the royal family really is. The Duke of Kent, who's usually pretty private, opened up as he talked about how much he trusts Catherine. His words weren't just about the order, they were about the future of the monarchy. And for Catherine, it was a mix of honor and heavy responsibility. People close to the royals say she felt deeply touched but also overwhelmed. She's always respected the Duke's calm strength, one insider said. For him to pass this role to her in front of the world meant everything. King Charles and Queen Camilla felt it too. Charles, who's known the Duke all his life, was spotted wiping away a tear during the applause. Even Prince William, who usually keeps his feelings in check, looked proud of his wife. As the royal family left St. George's Chapel in horse-drawn carriages, the mood was thoughtful and quiet. The day wasn't just about keeping tradition alive, it was about reshaping it. For Catherine, this was a defining moment. Over time, she's gone from a young royal bride to a confident figure with global respect. Her work with early childhood through the Royal Foundation and her public appearances during cancer treatment have shown her strength and sincerity. But this day was different. It was a public signal that she's ready to take on even more, not just as a princess, but as a guardian of one of Britain's oldest royal traditions. People have noticed changes in her lately. How she walks into events, calm and kind, reminds many of Queen Elizabeth II. Whether she's chatting with kids at a school or meeting world leaders, Catherine has a natural grace that comes from experience. The Duke's choice to give her this role shows he sees that too. Catherine's always been more than just a royal title, one expert said. She's a leader who really connects with people. Still, we can't forget how important the Duke of Kent was in all this. He didn't decide this on a whim. He's known for thinking things through, and insiders say he spent months talking it over with the king and other senior royals. He wanted to be sure the order was in good hands. Catherine was always his first choice. His trust shows he believes the monarchy can move forward while respecting its past. The Duke's impact goes beyond this one day. For years, he's quietly helped guide younger royals, especially Catherine and William. Over tea at his Kensington Palace home, he shared advice based on a lifetime of service. He's like a living history book, one staff member said. But he's also future-minded. He sees Catherine as the one who can link tradition with progress. By stepping aside, he's made sure his legacy continues through her. This ceremony showed just how united the royals are. In a time marked by health scares, intense public scrutiny, and the loss of Queen Elizabeth II, they've grown closer. Seeing senior royals like the Prince of Wales, Princess Royal, and the Gloucesters together wasn't just tradition, it was powerful. This moment wasn't just about ceremony, it showed how committed the royal family is to each other and to the future of the monarchy. When the Duke of Kent passed leadership of the Order of the Garter to Catherine, it became a symbol of trust and unity. Inside palace walls, the royal family connects in quiet, personal ways. Catherine and the Duke of Kent share a warm, respectful bond. She's always looked up to him, said one royal source. He helps her see the big picture, thanks to his years of royal service. Though he's known for being private, the Duke has offered Catherine thoughtful advice behind the scenes, helping her understand the ins and outs of royal life. Their quiet talks, often out of the spotlight, helped shape how Catherine approaches her duties. During the ceremony, one glance between them said it all, a moment of mutual trust and understanding. The whole royal family had a part in this powerful day. King Charles III, who's had his share of challenges as monarch, was clearly touched by the Duke's decision. His approving nod during the service showed his support for Catherine taking on more responsibility. Prince William, always her biggest supporter, stood steady beside her. "He's so proud of her," a close friend of the couple said. This was about both of them together. The event also showed how younger royals back each other up. Princess, and known for her practical advice, has guided Catherine on how to handle public life while staying grounded. The Duke of Edinburgh, one of the newer Garter Knights, shares Catherine's goal of modernizing royal traditions. Even the Duchess of Gloucester, usually quiet in public, stood proudly with the family, showing their strength and unity. Each one played a role in making this moment historic. And that support goes well beyond public events. The royals have leaned on each other through tough times. When Catherine was diagnosed with cancer, the family pulled closer together. The Duke of Kent even sent her handwritten notes during treatment. "He's traditional like that," said one palisade. But those notes mean a lot to her. These quiet acts of care remind us that behind the royal titles, there's a family that supports each other deeply. The Garter Day ceremony wasn't just royal tradition, it reflected that personal strength. As Catherine steps into her new role leading the Order of the Garter, she takes on more than just a title. It's a big responsibility with deep symbolic meaning, tied to values like honor, duty, and tradition. She'll take part in the annual Garter Day and represent the Order at major events. But in true Catherine fashion, she's already thinking about how to bring new life to this ancient role. "Catherine wants to honor the past while speaking to today's generation," said a royal insider. That might mean creating public exhibits featuring the Order's treasures, or launching programs to help young people connect with its long history. She's serious about this role, thoughtful, forward-looking, and grounded in practicality. Palace sources say she's already talking with royal experts and historians about how to make the Order more accessible. One big idea on the table is building a digital archive where people around the world can learn about its rich traditions. Another idea is a series of outreach events in communities that highlight the Order's values of service and chivalry, possibly involving local schools and charities. These plans reflect Catherine's belief that the monarchy must evolve to stay meaningful, an approach she's already shown in her work with mental health and early childhood development. But this new role will also test her ability to balance a full schedule. As a mother of 3 and a senior royal committed to cancer awareness and the Royal Foundation, Catherine has a lot on her plate. Still, those close to her believe she's more than ready. "She has an amazing work ethic," one royal aide said. "She's detail-oriented and somehow makes even the busiest days look easy." Prince William, her constant support, is said to be right by her side, offering both encouragement and practical help as she steps into this new chapter. But this moment is about more than just new duties. The Order of the Garter, with its long history, stands for stability, and Catherine now sits at the heart of that legacy. At the same time, her modern, people-first style gives her the chance to shape what that legacy means going forward. "She's not just preserving tradition," said one royal expert. "She's giving it fresh meaning." In this role, Catherine has a real chance to leave a lasting impact, not just on the Order, but on the monarchy itself. The 2025 Garter Day ceremony will be remembered as a turning point, a day when tradition met the future. The Duke of Kent's choice to pass the leadership to Catherine was bold. It showed how much he trusts her and how willing the monarchy is to adapt. For Catherine, it was deeply personal and professionally meaningful, a moment where duty and purpose met. As the royal family rode back to Windsor Castle in carriages, the cheers from the crowd reflected the historic nature of what they'd just witnessed. Inside the castle, the feeling was quieter, more reflective. The Duke of Kent, always the steady figure, even allowed himself a rare smile. Catherine, still taking in the gravity of it all, shared a quiet moment with William. Their hands joined. It was a simple but powerful sign that behind the ceremonies and titles, the monarchy is still very human. It's about real people trying to serve with heart. So, what moment stood out most to you from this historic ceremony? Drop a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe for more on the royal family's evolving journey. Up next, another royal moment you won't want to miss.